and the difficulties and what we can do about it. So today we're focusing on habits and how to change your habits. Habits are very hard to break, whatever you do for your stress relief, whatever the triggers are, sometimes the triggers are simple things. You're switching on the news, you see all this violence and all this crazy stuff, all the negativity, and it makes you want to eat that chocolate, eat that cupcake, that donut. Sometimes some people get up in the morning, and the first thing in the morning they do is open up their iPhones or their smartphones, checking out social media, and then they go and having a couple of cups of coffee and some donuts. So we're gonna have to change habits here. So the habits are hard. You can't just stop a habit. It has to be exchanged with something else. It's just like somebody who has extreme addiction can't stop the addiction without having another sort of an addiction. So whether that's the second addiction is going to be exercise or being very creative, but it has to be exchanged, and that's just how our brain works. So don't think you can just stop a habit and it'll never appear again. So what are your habits? For me, for instance, when I get extremely stressed out, I crave that glass of wine, sometimes two, and that's not a good habit to have because that's what's keeping me from losing weight. So every time something extreme happens, you go home and you stop by the grocery store and you pick up some wine, and that's not good. So how are we exchanging that? Now, for me, for one, is I'm starting this YouTube channel. And so this is going to be my next addiction, I decided. This is going to be my habit changer. Just because if I put this out on social media, if I put this out on YouTube, I'm going to have to follow up. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. I've been moping around for a few years now with slowly gaining more and more weight. And it all has to do with my stress levels and in the past, betrayal of a good friend, and so it accumulates eventually. I always say, as we get older, the bucket is full. Like how much more can you fill that bucket up? And of course, you're starting to overthink, and everything affects you a little more dramatic. So, if I wouldn't do this YouTube channel, what you can do is, of course, you can exchange your habits with workouts, with exercising. You can exchange it with being out in nature. Take your dog out in nature, walk your dog. You can exchange it with, thorough house cleaning. I'm not much into house cleaning. I clean my house, but I don't do the best job. So for me, it has to be something else. So whatever you have, you can start painting. You can start drawing pictures. Reading interesting books. So that all can have an effect on your stress levels. You can start doing some meditation just to stop, that trigger that comes in, and now you want to stop. I remember I used to drive by a grocery store and, I needed to stop and pick up cookies and eat the whole box of cookies. And I started saying no more, and I stopped picking up those cookies. Instead, I went home and I had a rice cake with some peanut butter. And honestly, it felt so good. It was so rewarding for me to not give in to this habit. So you can do a lot of things. For one, because I love wine. I'm not a wine connoisseur, but I love wine, and it's red wine that I like, and I'm Italian German. Has a little bit to do maybe with my background. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making an excuse, but so I'm trying not to have any wine at home. I don't stop by a grocery store. I made my budget, and I'm spending too much money during the week. Buying stuff. I buy all my groceries usually on Friday or Saturdays. And so now I decided I will not stop by a grocery store during the week and buy whatever I want. So by the time the weekend comes in, I've already been all week without having any wine, any sweets, anything. And it makes it easier. Every day becomes a little bit easier. So of course, having my budget all set, what I'm allowed to allow myself to spend, I save a lot of money. And that money goes either into my savings or it goes into the stock market, into a retirement fund. So, decide what you want. Make sure you don't spend or you don't waste your money on things that you don't need. If you want to spend money on your health, that's a different issue. If you want to buy some vitamins that you think you need, that's different. But if you're spending money on sugar or alcohol or on anything that you're wasting your money on, don't do it, because all it does, it makes you unhappy. You're gaining more weight and you're even more unhappy in the end. So before I'm leaving this session, I want to say this is one of my old clients' firm. It's Black Raven, and it's a production company. So I don't know why I'm wearing this today, but I like the material. So he's not paying me for that, but if you want to check him out, he has a YouTube channel. It's called Black Raven. They make little advertising videos. They make little short films. It's super cute. Anyway, so I hope I gave you a little bit value here, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. I love you all.